So you're thinking of moving to Atlanta, Georgia, and you want to understand all the negatives about the city of Atlanta. Well, today in this video, we're gonna go over 12 good reasons why you should not move to Atlanta, Georgia. I want you to be prepared and know exactly what you're getting into before moving or relocating to the Atlanta area. Now, Atlanta is among top 10 most dangerous cities to live in America. We're gonna dive into that in a little bit. So that's exactly what we're gonna be covering in this video today, and we are getting after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to understand everything about moving to Atlanta, Georgia, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market in Atlanta, Georgia. My name is Livia Bika with Keller Williams, North Atlanta. We get calls and emails every day from people just like you looking for help on making their move to Atlanta, and we absolutely love it. Whether you are moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All the information is in the description below so we can help you for a smooth move to North Atlanta and the beautiful suburbs. As I mentioned, today we're gonna dive into 12 amazing and bad reasons why you should not move to Atlanta, Georgia. So let's start with number 1, the weather. As you know, Atlanta, we are in the south, we have 4 seasons. A nice spring, summer, a long summer actually, fall and winter. The winter, we do have very mild winters, so maybe December, January and February are the coldest months here in Atlanta. Right now we are in January, so in the morning usually when I send the kids to school it's 30 degrees Fahrenheit. By noon they are 50, 55 sometimes, and sunny, very nice, and by 10 p.m. again goes below 30, sometimes 25 during the night. So not bad, a mild winter comparing to the Chicago winters. We used to live in Chicago, so I know how the winters are in Chicago. No snow, barely no snow. 2 years ago it snowed one time in January. Kids were actually able to make a snowman. You can imagine all the schools closed. It was snowing for maybe 3-4 hours. But anyway, second day, everything melted and we were back to normal. Now let's start with the spring. Spring's usually the end of March, beginning of April, spring comes. Now, because we have so many flowers, trees, so many green area, like such a green area here, like in the spring, you're gonna have a lot of allergies. So for those of you that have allergies, pollen is very, very bad here in Atlanta. When everything is blooming, yeah, in the spring, the moment you get outside, everything is yellow or green, your car is gonna have a layer of pollen. You need to clean your car every single day. So for those of you that have allergies, make sure you get your allergy medicine, and make sure if you visit in the spring when everything is blooming, make sure you contact your doctor if you really have bad allergies. Now, what I did with my kids, because they had a few allergies in Chicago, but after we moved here, I knew this is gonna be worse than Chicago. So we bought some Georgia local honey. Our friends actually have a nice honey, 2 hours driving from Atlanta. So we bought some Georgia local honey and we gave the kids every single day, and this helped a lot with the allergies for them and us. So make sure you get some Georgia, some local honey if you move here or if you come here. That will help a lot with the allergies. The worst period is July and August, which is very, very hot. I'm talking about 95 degrees to 100 degrees every single day, July and August. It's very hot outside. Now, what that will bring? A lot of humidity. The moment you step outside, you're gonna be all sweaty. So if you do not like super hot summers, make sure you stay inside, make sure you stay by the pool. Now we do have a lot of lakes here, we do have a lot of mountains, so what we do in July and August, usually we do go by the lake Lanier, or we go inside by the pools. We do have a lot of splash pads available everywhere in Atlanta, everywhere in the north or south in the suburbs. So kids go to the splash pad also a lot. Which is amazing. But anyway, now let's go to number 2, which is the bugs. So the hot weather and the humidity will bring also a lot of bugs in Atlanta. So for those of you that are not used to, maybe coming from New York or California where you have maybe no bugs, for those of you, just so you know, July and August are the worst. You're gonna have a lot of mosquitoes, and believe me, they will bite you. They will bite you so bad. I don't know what I have or my blood type, but they are coming and attack me like every single day, especially July, August, September. So a lot of mosquitoes outside, a lot of termites. Hot humidity and hot weather will bring a lot of termites. That's why here in Georgia, whenever you are buying a house, we always have a termite inspection just to see if the house is protected. Now also you're gonna have snakes, you're gonna have deers everywhere, squirrels. For example, we live in very close to Lake Lanier in a suburb of Atlanta, very good suburb, Buford, and we do have a lot of deers in our community. You can see them walking through the streets, going to the lake, go into the woods because it's so much greenery here. So always when you drive, pay attention to the deers, especially if you are in the suburbs and you are not in the city of Atlanta. Now, number 3, high crime in Atlanta. Atlanta is very well known. It is a very dangerous city. Now, for those of you that are gonna relocate to Atlanta city, to the city itself, make sure you know your areas. I'm not saying that the entire Atlanta is very dangerous. Parts of Atlanta are very dangerous. You're gonna have a lot of carjacking. You're gonna have gang violence, robberies, aggravated assaults, drug trafficking. So right now, I'm gonna go into my computer and I'm gonna show you an article. Atlanta is in top 10 most dangerous cities to live in America. But if you live in Atlanta and you know exactly where to go, make sure you are safe, because there are so many robberies, especially carjacking. So let's jump into my computer. I wanted to show you an article about Atlanta being in the top 10 most dangerous cities. And we're also going to show you diversity. We're going to show you what kind of groups are here in Atlanta. And then we're going to come back to the video. So we are in my computer. Here is the article that I wanted to show you about Atlanta. So let's look a little bit at the list. Of course, this is based on the FBI report on latest statistics on violent crimes. So right now we're gonna go here. Number 1 is Detroit, Michigan, high rates of violent crime. Let's go number 2, Baltimore, Maryland. Number 3, St. Louis, Missouri. Number 4, Oakland, California. Number 5, Memphis, Tennessee. 6, Birmingham, Alabama. Cleveland, Ohio is number 7. Number 8, New Orleans, Louisiana. And number 9, Atlanta, Georgia. So right here, gang-related activities, drug trafficking, robberies, violence. Of course, they're gonna try to work on this and make it safer for everybody, but it's gonna be a while. As you know, here, number 10 is Chicago, Illinois. We used to live in Chicago. So yes, Chicago is a very dangerous city, but they are talking about the south side, not the north side. North side usually is the safest area, better schools. We used to live there for 15 years in the north part, and everything was fine. We were very safe, never had any issues with that. So Atlanta is the same. Not the entire Atlanta is dangerous. Of course, some of the areas are very dangerous. You need to know exactly where you are moving with your family. If you need to live in Atlanta, in the city of Atlanta, like in downtown, I would say maybe take a look at Buckhead, at Midtown. Buckhead is one, especially North Buckhead, is one of the safest area to live in Atlanta. So we were looking at the diversity in the city of Atlanta. Right here, Black or African American, non-Hispanic is at 47.7%, population at 235,000 people of Black or African American. Now, white and non-Hispanic, 39.1%, population at 192,000 people. Then you have number 3, which is Asian non-Hispanic, 4.99%, 24.6 thousand people. And then you have here multiracial, non-Hispanic. It's a 2.6% of the population. 12,800 people live in Atlanta, which are non-Hispanic, multicultural. And then you have a little bit of, these lower ones here. But anyway, the main idea is 47.7 Black or African American, white non-Hispanic 39.1, and Asian non-Hispanic 4.99. These are the three ethnicities in Atlanta. Now, what's amazing about this, they were saying that US homicide falls in 2023. So they are doing better in 2023, is down 18% in Atlanta. Look at this, we're number 3 here. Homicide 161 in 2022, 2023 129, which is down 18%. Then you have Detroit, which has 288, so much higher than Atlanta. Washington, much higher also, up 36%. So yeah, Chicago is not even here, but anyway, this is the stats that I wanted to show you. Now here in this report, crime rates in Georgia, this is per 1,000 people. They are saying it's 3.9 violent crimes and property crime 17.5, while the national average right here is at 4.0 for a violent crime and 19.3. So just a little bit below average. But still, there are some crimes here in Atlanta, and Atlanta is a very, very, dangerous city. Not the entire Atlanta, don't understand me wrong. Some areas, of course. So just be careful where you are moving. Know exactly where you are moving. Okay, so we are back. Let's go to number 4, which is schools in Atlanta. Schools are pretty bad in the city of Atlanta. Now, of course, if you go in the very popular areas like, Midtown and Buckhead, which are very, very expensive, you're gonna have better schools there, but the life is much more expensive there in those areas. So not everybody can afford Buckhead, for example. We actually looked in our local FMLS to see how many listings are available in Buckhead for those of you that are going to relocate from California or from New York, Chicago, Florida. If you want to live in the city of Atlanta, Buckhead is one of the best areas to live in, but very, very expensive. That's another negative. Prices are starting in Buckhead for a single family home at $845,000 up to $16 million. So that expensive Buckhead is. Now let's jump into the computer. I wanted to show you Buckhead, and I wanted to show you a few properties that are listed right now in Buckhead. Okay, so as I said, we pull up Buckhead to see how many listings are available today on the market in Buckhead. Buckhead is a very, very expensive area in Atlanta, and that's why it's a negative, very, very expensive home. So we found the highest price point at $16 million in Buckhead. Now let's go to the lowest price point, which is $845,000 for a single family home in Buckhead. 4-bedroom, 5-bed, built in 1961. This is what you can get at $845,000. Let's just see a few of these pictures. So very old. Now, of course, if you go higher in price, the properties are going to be better and newer inside. Okay, it doesn't look bad inside. A little bit well-maintained property, hardwood floors, kitchen, bathroom needs a little renovation. It has a jacuzzi. $845,000 in Buckhead. Now this goes to, so high school is North Atlanta. Now let's see the high school. North Atlanta High School in Atlanta is, according to grayschools.org, 6 out of 10. So Buckhead, a lot of the homes in Buckhead are going to belong to North Atlanta High School. Now, of course, if you have money to buy an amazing property in Buckhead, you don't have to send your kids to public schools. You can send them to private schools. We have a lot of private schools available in Atlanta and very, very good schools. Now, let's go back to the listings. So only 2 listings below the 1 million, 845, built in 1950, 1961. So let's go on the second page. Okay, everything is Buckhead here. Let's go on the first page. Very high prices. Like a lot of properties from $2 million to $16 million in Buckhead. Now we're gonna have one in Sandy Springs. This is $9 million, almost $10 million. Let's see what this can get you. And it's a different high school, Riverwood International Charter. We're gonna pull up to see what's the scoring on that one according to greatschools.org. This is to be built. 18,000 square feet, 18,414 square feet is going to be built in 2024 on a 2-acre lot in Sandy Springs. Sandy Springs is right next to Atlanta, practically part of Buckhead. See here, they put Buckhead, but it's actually city Sandy Springs. No subdivision, so you can park your RV, you can park your boat, you can do whatever you need. It's going to be a standalone properties in Sandy Springs, which is a beautiful, beautiful area. This is what 10 million can get you in Buckhead, in Sandy Springs. It's not built yet. They are just starting to build this property. Gorgeous, beautiful, with infinity pool. Beautiful. 10 million in the city of Atlanta. So very, very high prices in the city of Atlanta, and especially in Buckhead and North Buckhead, which is the safest area. As you see, this property is going to be 6-bedroom, 8 full bathrooms, and 2 half bathrooms, 2-acre lot, over 18,000 square feet. So as you see, this is a negative for Buckhead. Very, very expensive area. Of course, low crime, very safe area. Schools are okay, 6 out of 10, not bad. But anyway, if you move in the suburbs, let's say you want to go to, I want to show you a little bit. Okay, Alpharetta. Let's see Alpharetta. 123 listings. So you saw the prices in Buckhead, 16 million. Up to 2 million, a lot of listings available in that price range. A school, 6 out of 10. So for example, let's just take a $4 million in Alpharetta. See, this is, for example, in Country Club of the South, which is actually Johns Creek, 4.2. This is 4 million, no subdivision, built in 82, but this is in Cambridge High School. Let's see how Cambridge is. Cambridge Milton High School, 9 out of 10. Big difference in public high schools, as you see in Alpharetta. And anywhere, Alpharetta, Milton, Roswell, Swanee, Sugar Hill, anywhere in the north part of Atlanta, much better schools than the city of Atlanta. That's what I wanted to show you here. So a lot of listings available also in Alpharetta, but the highest would be 8 million. And then you have 5.5 million, which is an equestrian estate. Then Country Club of the South. Let's see this one. This is a 4.2 million in Johns Creek. Johns Creek High School is actually very good. Again, 9 out of 10. Let's pull up Johns Creek High School so you can see in greatschools.org. 9 out of 10. Again, so much better private schools, high school, middle, and elementary in the suburbs of Atlanta. Now let's go back to the metrics. So this is what a 4.2 million can get you in Johns Creek in a 9 out of 10 high school. Gorgeous, private, beautiful property. I would say prices are actually lower in Alpharetta than the city of Atlanta, of course. So keep in mind, Alpharetta is a technology city of the South. It's named Technology City of the South. So if you are working in tech, Alpharetta has a lot of tech companies. Headquarters are in Alpharetta. So if you have to relocate to the Atlanta area, also look in Alpharetta, because it's only 25 to 30 minutes driving from Atlanta, and you're gonna find some amazing properties in the city of Alpharetta, and it's a much safer area than the city of Atlanta. So Atlanta is actually very unsafe, but as I said, not everywhere in Atlanta, in some parts of Atlanta. Okay, so we are at number 5, which is traffic in Atlanta. Atlanta is very well known for the bad traffic. Like, especially if you live in the suburbs, anywhere in the suburbs, south, north, east, west, it doesn't matter. If you have to go to Atlanta or you have to go to the airport, traffic is so bad. So make sure you plan accordingly if you need to travel or you need to go to the airport. What's amazing about Atlanta, it has Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, which is one of the biggest airports in the world. Hartsfield-Jackson has 150 direct domestic flights and 78 international direct flights everywhere in the world. So that's amazing about Atlanta. We have this amazing airport. But traffic to get to the airport, oh my goodness, It is that bad. It's actually worse than Chicago. I used to live in Chicago. I know how traffic is in Chicago, but right now, if you live in Alpharetta or in Duluth or anywhere in Cumming or Beaufort, anywhere in the suburbs, if you need to get to the airport and it's rush hour, let's say from 6:30 a.m. until 8:30 or 9 a.m., then from 3:30 p.m. until 7 p.m., which are the rush hours here in Atlanta, you will be stuck in traffic. So make sure you plan accordingly if you need to go to the airport anywhere you live. Now, what's again a negative for Atlanta with the traffic is there are so many accidents. It's like people don't know how to drive. There are a lot of people actually that are pulling boats, or there are a lot of people that go with RVs, and there are so many accidents on the 400, on the I-85, 985, 75, 285, so many accidents. So if you live in Atlanta, make sure you plan accordingly, because people don't know how to drive here. So many accidents, so many things going on. If you have to go to the airport, even if you have to leave Atlanta and go to the suburbs, you will be stuck in traffic, or the other way around. Now, for those of you, traffic again goes with the parking. So if you work in Atlanta and you need to park your car, make sure you park in a garage inside, because there are a lot of carjacking once, and then the parking tickets, and they're gonna boot your car. They're gonna put a boot either on one wheel or the four wheels, and you cannot take it from there. It's gonna cost you more than the actual parking. Or if you take the train, make sure you park at the train station and just take the train. But be careful when you park in Atlanta, because Atlanta is very well known for the parking tickets and booting your car. That's another con. Now let's go to number 6, which is the housing market in Atlanta. Now, competition-based prices. There are a lot of buyers that are looking to buy in Atlanta. Atlanta is seeing a lot of growth, especially in the past 3 or 4 years. Prices went up so much, 40 and 50%. Now, we do have a lot of families moving from California, New York, Chicago, Florida. So of course, for you guys, it's so much cheaper to live in Atlanta. But for the people that actually live in Atlanta, Atlanta now is becoming very, very expensive. The housing market is becoming very expensive. So right now, let's jump into my computer. I wanted to show you some market stats, and then we're gonna come back to the video. Here is your buyer competition. I wanted to show you exactly, this is in the entire metro Atlanta area. You have 8 counties here. We're gonna show you here exactly what happened over the 2016, 2019, and 2023. So in 2016, median sale price of a property in Atlanta was at $243,000. 2019, $286,000. 2023, $440,000. So a lot happening from 2016 to 2023. So somebody that bought a property at $243,000 in 2016, they were able to sell it at $440,000 or even higher if they did some upgrades. In how many years? 7 to 8 years. Unbelievable. So look at here. 11,512 listings in 2016. These are the active listings. 2019, pretty much the same number, 11,439. But 2023, fewer choices. Only 7,573 listings on the market, which is so much lower than this number and this number. That's why you're gonna have fewer choices and more buyer competition. Now, for those of you that have families in Atlanta, or have somebody, or you know the market a little bit, what happened in the past 2 or 3 years here in Atlanta and everywhere in Atlanta, what happened was that every single listing that came on the market sold with multiple offers, and sometimes 20 offers on the table, 30 offers, 50,000 over asking, 100,000 over asking. That's why the prices went up so much here in Atlanta. There are so many families moving from California, New York, Chicago, Florida. So of course, from somebody from California moving here, these are very low prices for them. As you know, in California, prices are so high. So of course, for them, it's going to be cheap. Now we had issues, not issues. We had situations where here we are talking about Alpharetta, for example, which is one of the closest suburbs to Atlanta, very well-known suburb. Like, they were home listed at $500,000, sold with 50 offers on the table in 3 days, with over $100,000 cash over list price, which is wow, amazing. That's why the prices went up so much here in the Atlanta area. Now, when I'm saying housing market competition, buyer competition, this is what happens when you have less listings on the market, but you have so many buyers coming and trying to buy in the same time. Now, this happened because interest rates were at 3 and 4 and 5%. So everybody wanted to buy a property in 2021, 2020, 2022. Now, when you have practically free money coming from the bank and you want to purchase so many, then this is what happened actually in Atlanta. A lot of buyer competition. I wanted to show you exactly where we are right now. So here are detached properties, which are single family properties. As you see here, so from 0 to 6 months supply, we are in a seller's market. That means there are not that many listings available on the market, but there are a lot of buyers that want to purchase. So from 100,000 up to 1.5 million and 2 million, we are in a seller's market here in Atlanta right now. See here, these are the month supply, 2.6, 2.8, 3.3. That's why we still see a lot of buyer competition. Now, if we are talking about the luxury market, in Atlanta, everywhere in Atlanta right now, so from 3 million up, from 2 million actually to 3 million, we are at 10.9 months supply. Now, what this means, we are in a buyer's market in the luxury market. Look at this, 3 million plus listings. As I show you Buckhead, and I'm going to show you also Alpharetta, 3 million plus, 18 months supply. We are in a very, very high buyer's market in the luxury market everywhere in Atlanta. So if you are somebody that is looking for a property between 2 million and 16 million, you do have an advantage right now because there are so many listings available in the luxury market. You will be able to actually buy a property in Johns Creek, Alpharetta, Atlanta, Midtown, for example, Buckhead, and you're going to be able to actually negotiate for this property. There are not that many buyers available right now. There are a lot of listings on the market, but not as many buyers. Okay, so we are back. Let's go to number 7, which are taxes in Atlanta. Well, if you live in California or New York or even Chicago, you know you're paying a lot of taxes for your home. We used to live in Chicago, so just to give you an example, for a 2,000 square feet home in Chicago, in Glenview, right next to Park Ridge, we used to pay $9,000 annual property taxes, which is a lot. So in Atlanta, taxes are much, much lower. So for a 3,000 square feet usually here. Now depends in which county you are, because you have Fulton, you have Forsyth, Gwinnett. Gwinnett tends to be a little bit more expensive. Then you have Cobb County also. So, but in general, for a 3,000 square feet home in Atlanta, you're gonna pay from maybe $2,000 up to $5,000 annual tax for a $3,000 square feet home. Let's say maybe it's in 400,000, 500,000. Now, the home that we bought in Beaufort, we bought it with $450,000 and we have 3,000 square feet. So now if I compare this home with Chicago, it is much cheaper here. So for example, in this house, $3,000, we are paying $5,500 taxes yearly because we are in Gwinnett County. Gwinnett County has the best schools in Atlanta. I'm talking about 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 public schools. So we are paying a little bit more than Forsyth and Fulton. So Forsyth and Fulton will be a little cheaper than that. Maybe you will pay $3,500 annually for a home in this price range, $450,000, $500,000. So not bad. I will say taxes, they did went up a little bit comparing to the past 3-4 years because the prices went up, inflation went up, so of course taxes went up as well. Now also rent is very expensive here in Atlanta. Anywhere you go in Atlanta or North Atlanta South, you will not find, I mean, for a single family home you need at least $2,000 monthly to find maybe a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Now depends exactly in which area you are looking, but rents are going up also here, and they are becoming very, very expensive. We actually have a family looking for a rent here in North Atlanta, actually in the suburbs, for a 1-bedroom, 800 square feet. They cannot find anything cheaper than $1,700 monthly without any expensive, like utilities. So $1,700 for 1-bedroom, not even a 2-bedroom. 2-bedroom are starting at $1,700, $1,800, $2,000 here in the North Atlanta area. So very expensive rents as well. Okay, now let's go to number 8. Does Atlanta have tornadoes, hail, and storms? No tornadoes, no hail, very rarely. Now storms, yes, we do have some storms. We do have a lot of rain. For example, when there is a tornado in Florida and it's coming up on the coast, yeah, we do see some heavy rain and heavy winds, but nothing crazy, nothing like a tornado. We don't expect a tornado here. I mean, if there will be any, of course they're gonna have sirens and they're gonna let you know. But it's been 4 years since we were here. We never had tornadoes or hail. Now we have friends and family that been here for 20 years in Atlanta or Alpharetta, and they never had issues with any tornado or hail. Now, if there is a big storm, let's say there are very bad winds, it rains for 2 or 3 days in a row because of a tornado that comes from Florida, and maybe it passes us a little bit, the insurance companies will replace your roof. If you have roof damage, usually this happens in Georgia, a lot of insurance companies that are fixing the roofs, you will see in the big subdivisions after a big storm like that, if there are damages to the roofs, your insurance company will cover it 100%, like with no cost to you. Like, it is unbelievable how fast they are moving here to replace your roof. Like comparing to Chicago, where when we file a claim in Chicago, they're like, no, there is nothing wrong, you don't have to, pay this amount, pay that amount. Here, they can wait for you to actually call and say, hey, there was a storm yesterday, my roof was damaged, please make sure you send your team and change my roof. We were in a Riverbrook subdivision like that, and 2 years ago was a big storm like that. I think it was December or January, when from a tornado or it was a big wind anyway, very high wind and a lot of rain. And then the second and the third day after the rain stopped, we saw like 3 or 4 homes in the subdivision, they were already changing the roof, which is amazing. Like, you can have a completely new roof if it rains very heavy and you have a little leak or something. So that's good, that's in a way good. But no tornadoes, no hail, easy with the storms. Yeah, once in a while, very big thunder or, a lot of rain. Now let's go to number 9, cost of living in Atlanta, Georgia. I think, in my opinion, Atlanta is still very affordable, especially for people that are moving from California, New York, Florida, Chicago, where homes are so much more expensive. Now, what's amazing about Atlanta, that it has a lot of, all prices or all range prices are available in Atlanta. You're gonna have condos, you're gonna have townhomes, single family homes, you're gonna have apartments, you're gonna have luxury homes available everywhere in Atlanta. I'm not talking just downtown area Atlanta, suburbs, south, west, north, east, everywhere you go, you're gonna find different homes available, even mobile homes sometimes, not in the Atlanta area maybe, but outside of Atlanta. You're gonna find prices starting at $178,000 up to $16 million in the city of Atlanta, which is amazing. But I would say also is becoming very expensive. Of course, the lowest price point will be very small homes or maybe mobile homes or very, very old homes here in Atlanta. I wanted to show you here the city of Atlanta, all prices in Atlanta. Over the years, I wanted to show you exactly if Atlanta is affordable or not. So let's look here. This is January 2010, median sale price in Atlanta at $159,000. Of course, market goes up and down, up and down. See here, here, let's go here. July 2012, so 2 years after, a median sale price at $194,000. So this is the real estate market. It goes up and down, up and down. Okay, let's see here, 2018, it's already at $312,000 in the city of Atlanta. Now here we have May 2022, so 12 years from 2010 to 2022, median sale price in Atlanta of a property at $457,000. Now, of course, it goes down, it goes up, down and up. 439 in May 2023. Now it's a little bit down, it goes up and down, see? As the real estate market. Now, because we have not that many listings on the market, it was December, so everybody was getting ready for the holidays. Of course, prices went down a little bit, but it's gonna go up again. If the interest rates are gonna go down just a little bit, prices are gonna go up again. Now, average sale price in Atlanta, let's look at that. Here we have $208,000, and it went up to, see right now, for example, in June 2023, average sale price for a home in Atlanta was at $640,000. Now it went down, it went up again. November, $595, and December, the average sale price of a property in Atlanta, $575,000. Now let's see the months of supply in Atlanta. We are at 3.2 months supply. Look at this. This is all a seller's market. So seller's market starts in December 2012. This is more than 10 years we are in a seller's market in Atlanta. Now, as you remember, as I said earlier, 0 to 6 months, it's a seller's market. 6 months up, we are in a buyer's market. So right now, for more than 10 years, so 2012 until today's date, we are still very low supply. We are in a seller's market. So everybody that is going to list a property right now in Atlanta, if the property looks good, it has a nice curb appeal, it's in a good area, it will sell very fast, usually in a week or 2 weeks right now. Sometimes if the price is a little bit lower than the market price, it will sell with multiple offers and no contingencies, especially if it's in a good school district and if it has a backyard and it has some upgrades. 11 or 12 years in a seller's market. Now here, if you see April 2010, the market in Atlanta was at 10.8 months supply, which was a buyer's market. So there were a lot of listings on the market, but not that many buyers. You know, you as a buyer were able to negotiate, you were able to see so many properties and choose the best for you, but not today. Today, we are at 3.7, 3.2 months supply in the entire metro Atlanta area. That means if the property is listed at a correct price, it will sell fast with multiple offers. There are, let's say, only 7,000 listings available on the market, but there are maybe 10,000 buyers out looking. So this is what happens when you are in a seller's market. Too many buyers, so they're going to be buyers bidding on the properties here in Atlanta. And we still see this 12 years in a seller's market. Now, if the interest rates are going to go down a little bit in 2024, I'm sure right now from a 3.2, see, it went down a little bit. The inventory is going to go up a little bit, but I don't think we're going to get to a buyer's market yet in the lowest price point. So we are in a buyer's market in the luxury market, as I showed you earlier, from 2 million to 16 million. We are in a buyer's market. There are so many listings available on the market everywhere in Atlanta, in all the suburbs, and there are not that many buyers looking for luxury properties right now. But hopefully that will change next year. So let's go to number 10, another reason why you should not or you should move to Atlanta. A lot of diversity and Southern hospitality, which is actually, this is more of a pro than a con, but depends if you are a people person or not. So it depends how you see it and your family. I would say here in the South, very friendly people, very warm people, eager to to make you feel welcome. Like we used to live, you know, in Chicago. The moment we moved here, we moved in a big subdivision, and everybody was so nice. Everybody welcomed us. Everybody was, you know, hey, how are you? My name is this. What's your name? Where are you guys moving from? I'm sure you're gonna love Georgia. Is this your first time in Georgia? So everybody's so nice and warm here and so welcoming. Now, if you are not a people person, you might not like that, you know. Then from that subdivision, after 2 years, when we bought this house, we moved in a different subdivision in Beaufort, right next to Lake Lanier. So again, same situation. Everybody's saying hello, everybody's talking, everybody's so nice. They want to find out everything about you. So depends if you take it as a pro or as a con, but Southern hospitality, everybody is usually very nice. Now let's go to number 11, which is new construction, very expensive prices, of course, in the Atlanta area. Now for this, we're actually gonna jump into my computer and I'm gonna pull up all the new construction that is available in the city of Atlanta. We have 234 new listings available in the city of Atlanta itself. Prices are starting at $178,000 up to $8,250,000 in the city of Atlanta. Now, I will say this, cheap at 178, but this is not going to be in a good area. It's going to be probably in a very bad area in Atlanta, very small. It's only 200 square feet. So prices are very high in Atlanta as well, especially for the new construction. So let's jump into my computer. I wanted to show you some market stats, and I wanted to show you some of the new constructions that are available in Atlanta. We're gonna look the lowest price point, mid, and higher price point in Atlanta. Now, right here, we have the highest price point, $8,250,000. Let's see, what can $8 million get you in Atlanta, Georgia? It's in North Atlanta High School, which is 6 out of 10. So not bad. The high school is okay. Jackson Elementary and Wills Sutton Middle High School. Now let's see, this is built in 2023, 1.26 acre lot. 8 million can get you 12,500 square feet. Let's see how it looks. This is in Chastain Park. Beautiful new construction. This is the highest price point available for a new construction in Atlanta. Beautiful home, very nice cabinets, gorgeous finishes, unbelievable, gorgeous. Let's see if it has a pool, winery, of course, a finished terrace level or basement. Of course, it has a beautiful pool in the back. Now let's go back. Let's see if they have anything in Buckhead. Of course they do. So new construction in Buckhead, built in 2024, 5 bedroom, 8 bathrooms at $7,250,000. Now this can get you close to 7,000 square feet. Just gonna show you a few pictures. Almost 1 acre lot. This is what $7,250,000 can get you in Buckhead. So as I said, new construction and Buckhead, very, very expensive. Actually, much, much higher than Alpharetta. If you want to go in the north suburbs, very close to Atlanta, you can find, for 7 million, you can find better prices in Alpharetta and Milton. I mean, beautiful home, but $7,250,000 in Buckhead. If you want to live in Atlanta, very close to the downtown Atlanta, Buckhead is your to-go destination. Gorgeous. It's going to be beautiful when it's ready. So this is also in North Atlanta High School, which is 6 out of 10. Now, if you go in Alpharetta, in this price range, in $6 or $7 million, you can find some beautiful properties in a very good school district, either in Alpharetta High School, which is 8 or 9 out of 10, or Milton, or you can find in Johns Creek High School, which is 9 out of 10. You can find some beautiful listings in Johns Creek at this price, or even cheaper at 3 million. You can find some gorgeous properties in Johns Creek, 3 or 4 millions. Now, if you're gonna go in Suwanee has the River Club of Suwanee, which properties are selling between 2 million to 7 million, but they are in North Gwinnett High School, which is 10 out of 10. Let's see if we can pull that out. I will show you that in a second. So this was Buckhead, new construction, another Buckhead here. So a lot of beautiful homes here in Atlanta, but very, very expensive. and the school districts are not that good. So you will have to send your kids to private schools probably. But for somebody that comes from California and New York and is buying a $6 million property, of course they can afford to send the kids to a private school, which is not an issue for people that live in those areas, you know. But if you want, so okay, let's see, we had 239 listings, new construction in Atlanta, starting at $178,000. Let's see what can get you $178,000. Not much. They're saying 208 square feet. Okay, how is this a 4-bedroom, 2-bed, 200 square feet? Okay, this is not a good area. This is what $178,000 can get you in Atlanta. Okay, let's look at something nicer. We want to go higher in price a little bit. So let's see, 300,000. Okay, much better. 1,231 square feet, built in 2023. On a 0.33 acre lot in Atlanta. This is what 300,000 can get you in Atlanta. Beautiful, new construction, gorgeous home, hardwood floors, fireplace, smaller kitchen, but very cute, beautiful. You just need a refrigerator. See here, the refrigerator is missing, but gorgeous, 300,000 in Atlanta. Now, I'm not sure exactly how the area is here, but you will have to check out that for yourself. If we go higher in price, so a lot of listings available, 300, 340, 350, 360, 370, actually new construction, but the areas that they are in, I'm not sure if these are actually good areas or they're a little bit dangerous. So you will have to check that out for yourself. Make sure you know where you're moving. We're gonna look here. Okay, South Atlanta High School. Let's see what rate. Oh my goodness, 2 out of 10. As I said, schools are pretty bad in Atlanta. So even though you can spend $400,000 for a new construction, the home is gonna be beautiful, but the schools are 2 out of 10. Below average. Look at this, test score, college readiness, equity, below average. So 2 out of 10. Okay, new construction. Now if you are looking in North Atlanta suburbs, you're gonna find better options for you and your family at 400,000 and better schools available, of course. Okay, so this was, let's go back to metrics, this was the $408,000 new construction in Atlanta. 2 out of 10 schools, so very bad schools. Now, of course, if you go on the first page or second page, let's see here, almost $3 million. This is again North Atlanta, which is 6 out of 10. So a little bit better, you know, 3 million, gorgeous property, 5-bedroom, 8 bathrooms. Let's just see a few pictures. Gorgeous, beautiful property, but much better. Instead of 2, the schools is North Atlanta, which is 6 out of 10, which is much better. Gorgeous new construction. Oh, with a pool in the back, beautiful. $3 million it can get you in Atlanta, in a good area. So plus it's gated, gorgeous. Okay, now we are back. We are here to tell you number 12, which is number 12. What are the safest places to live in Atlanta? Now, believe me, Atlanta it can be very dangerous. As I said, Buckhead is one of your safest places to live in Atlanta, but it's very expensive. Now, of course, if you go north and you go more in the north suburbs, if you are going to Alpharetta, which is very close to Atlanta, Roswell, Johns Creek, Duluth, Suwanee, Beaufort, Cumming, Milton, all these beautiful suburbs in north part of Atlanta will have better schools for you and your family, public schools, 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. But all these cities are actually very expensive now. They are becoming more and more expensive. The closer you are to Atlanta, the more expensive the homes are going to be. For example, city of Alpharetta is becoming very expensive right now. Prices are starting for a single family home in Alpharetta at $400,000, which is probably a 3-bedroom, 2-bed built in the 70s or 80s in Alpharetta, up to $8 million in the city of Alpharetta. But for us, now to close this video, we wanted to give you a few of the best suburbs that you can move with your family if you are relocating from a different city in America and you want to be in a safe area in Atlanta. We recommend look at Buckhead, which is one of the safest area. but also very expensive. Look at Sandy Springs, which is right next to Atlanta, very close to Buckhead, also very expensive area. And then you can look at Alpharetta, Roswell, Milton, Suwanee, Sugar Hill, Johns Creek, Duluth, and Cumming. Now Cumming is gonna be further, and Beaufort and Suwanee, but they are so amazing cities here in the North Atlanta, very safe, very low crime, a lot of good public schools here, a lot of beautiful subdivisions everywhere here in the north part of Atlanta. Now we hope this video was helpful for those of you that are trying to relocate and move to the Atlanta area. Make sure you subscribe to the video, make sure you like the video, and make sure you contact us so we can help you purchase an amazing property for you and your family in the Atlanta area. Anywhere in Atlanta, we are here to help you and guide you to the entire process. This is Livia Bica with Keller Williams North Atlanta. Until next time, I hope to see you around town.